Well, hello and welcome to my latest video. Yes, I'm on my travels again. I'm in the mountains. Yes, the mountains are calling like Julie Andrews, and I have turned up like Julie Andrews. I'm in the Pyrenees, as it happens, with a group of friends, Ian, David and John, and we've rocked up here at a place called Pyrenees Pursuits. And I'll give you a little tour. Behind me, yes, behind me, it's not the sea, it is a swimming pool, and behind the swimming pool is the mountains. A little bit misty, a little bit foggy at the moment, but trust me, they are there. That perhaps gives you a better view without my ugly mug in the way. And you see the clouds there, but you also see the blue sky. And today is supposed to be a nice day. Yesterday was our first day of cycling, and it was very thick mist, very thick cloud, and it was raining. Not all the time, but most of the time. So we had a fabulous ride. Only a short ride, 22 miles, up a little unknown col, I imagine, called the Col de Croix Blanche, the White Cross, which is just not very far from this place, but it was a fabulous ride. Now this building here, which was behind me, is in fact a kind of bike storeroom, bike workshop, and a games room. So there's a pool table or billiard table, I never know what those balls are called. There's also table football, there's darts, there's, is there something else? Oh, there's a table tennis table, which you can see there, badminton, and behind this building, or to the side, there is a pétanque court. If you go into a pétanque. This may sound like an advert to you, but I can assure you, this is not an advert. Full disclosure, we paid full price for our stay there, or stay here rather. Dom and Liz have no input into this video, have no influence over this video, and as you know, Julian, being a well-known influencer in the influencer world, influences others. He is not to be influenced himself. So despite copious amounts of money being offered to me to say nice things about either places or people, I have resisted. So if I say nice things about a place, or about people, indeed, it's because I mean it. And if I say horrible things, it's because I mean that as well, not because somebody else has paid me to say it. Nice, isn't it? They haven't paid me to say that. So let's give you a little tour of Dom and Liz's place. Dom and Liz are the very nice couple who run Pyrenees Pursuits and welcome cyclists and non-cyclists as well for holiday trips. They can accommodate up to 15, I think, with children in various rooms. And I'll show you the room that I'm staying in, give you a pretty good view of stuff. There's the swimming pool, as I've said there. There's tables and chairs. You can self-cater, or you can ask Dom and Liz to prepare food. That's what they're doing for us most of the evenings and the breakfasts. Whether they do that for 15 people, I'm not entirely sure, but certainly you can ask. There's my bike there, ready for the off, the Orbea Terra, which you'd probably be pretty familiar with by now. And today we're heading out to do probably about 60 miles, actually, if we're up to it, and heading for the Col de Spandel, which you may remember from the Tour de France. It's where Jonas Vingegaard nearly crashed, Tadej Pogacar did crash, and then they held hands for a certain part of the descent to indicate that there were no hard feelings. Whether I shall be holding hands with Ian, John and Dave, I think, on the whole, is unlikely. The Place de l'Apéro. This is the room that I'm staying in, and a very fine room it is too. There's a sofa there, a coffee table. There's the window with a view of the mountains. Bed. There's a desk over there, light. And in here is the bathroom. You always want to see the bathroom on a trip like this, don't you? There's Julian in the mirror. And look at that extraordinary kind of Antony and Cleopatra sunken bath. And that shower, which can accommodate very tall people, if that's important to you. If you're a tall person and looking for a Pyrenees holiday, then Pyrenees Pursuits is the shower for you. These are my swimming trunks there, as I went for a swim yesterday. Shall I do a view out of the window? Do you want to see a view out of the window? Look at that. I mean, I'm impressed, aren't you? I mean, I'm impressed and I'm staying here. You'd be impressed if you were staying here. And you can be impressed just by vicarious pleasure through the medium of this video. You can feast your eyes as you listen to that tractor. You can't actually see it at the moment, but over there in the distance is the Tourmalet. Famous, very famous Tour de France peak. And climb, of course.
Candid Canava. Yeah.
Well, we fair tonked it along from Lourdes on the flat. Ian setting a ferocious pace as usual, and we've arrived here. That's Dave coughing there.
Just adjust my nuts.
Yeah.
There we go.
Thank you, John. We've arrived here at a place called Stonebridge, not to be confused with Stonebridge Park in northwest London. What an attractive place. Everybody getting their phones out, taking pictures. Well, we just stopped for a very welcome Orangina at a cafe, and we're now about to set off up the Col de Spandels. Wish us luck. Well, I haven't filmed much on this climb, and the reason is I'm struggling. I am really struggling. It's probably about 8% average for 10k, which is quite a lot, especially when you're post you know what, as I am. I'm also sweat like a bastard. Yeah, alright, go on, make it look easy. There's somebody making it look easy and somebody lying down making it look hard. Don't think so. That in the background is a cyclist with a bell, just so that we know they're there. Well, how different we are from that happy band of smiling brothers at the foot of the climb. Here we are, spread out on the climb. John, Dave, halfway to Argelès by now, I should think. Me, crashed out on this log, sweating like a bastard. Ian, somewhere down the road, I don't know where. It's not that hard a climb, but when you're not feeling like doing a hard climb, a not very hard climb can seem like a very hard climb indeed. That's not our support vehicle, unfortunately. We don't have a support vehicle. If we did, frankly, I might be tempted to flag it down. There's the bike, the Orbea. Even the Orbea's knackered. It's just over a kilometre to go on this climb. As you can see the road stretching down there. It's deserted. Ian, some way back there, and ahead, these ghostly white painted bicycles on the road, showing the route. Not far to go now. Let's hope I make it. The things I do to give you guys 15 minutes of entertainment. All I can say is I hope you appreciate it. Well, I made it at last. Well, it took me a while. John and David obviously gone on down to Argelivka Jost. Just met a group of Germans, Bike for Passion, who were very kind enough to sell me some water. Only €10 for a bottle, which I thought was very generous, considering. Actually, they didn't charge me for it, that's a joke. Well, the poor taste too, because they were very generous. They asked me where I was from, and I said England. And they said, you've come a long way.
Nice of this cunt to park his fucking car in front of the sun.
The goat's not impressed either. Well, we've woken today on a glorious morning. You can see there, the left-hand peak is the Tourmalet, and the right-hand peak, I believe, is the Pic du Midi. And this is, as you can see, gazing across the covered swimming pool. This glorious Pyrenees countryside. Mind you, those clouds are gathering rather forbiddingly over there. But the air is perfectly still, and faint sounds, of course, there from the road in the background. You can maybe hear quite noisy sounds, actually, from the road. But a beautiful morning. Now, one of the things about Pyrenees pursuits, which probably should be pointed out, is that in order to get there from the road, you have to go up this gravel track, and it is pretty steep. It's about 400 to 500 metres long, I would say. Best part of 16%, I should say, if not more. In theory, I suppose you could say it's rideable. But I don't know if you can see, there are these concrete drainage ditches, good 8 inches wide, every 50 metres or so, which look decidedly unhealthy. So we, as you can see, are wheeling our bikes down the hill, and when we return, we'll wheel the bikes upwards. Those people who wear road cleats are advised to wear normal shoes to walk up and down, put their road shoes in a bag on their back, and then leave them in a handily placed plastic box, which is just by the roadside. Well, we've reached the village of Campan, about to start the ascent of the Col d'Aspan, and stumbled across this do-upper here for sale. The estate agent there just checking the details before we go inside, and as you can see, a clear place of pilgrimage. Man there with a donkey. Don Quixote. This seems very similar to where I was yesterday, but I can assure you it is not. This is the Col d'Aspan. There's Ian coming up just behind me.
What's the bees you stop at?
And it's... I was going to turn back
Sorry?
a little while ago, but Ian threatened to beat me up if I did, so I got back on the bike. So that little steep section you can see up ahead, Ian is going to force me to do that. Do you want to see me? Here I am. struggling again up another climb in the Pyrenees.
What did Greg LeMond say?
Greg LeMond said, it never gets any easier, you just get weaker and older and more shit on the bike. And you know what? He was right.
Yeah.
You want to see a man suffering? There's a man suffering. In a very fetching Café du Cycliste jersey.
And shorts.
And shorts.
And socks.
And socks.
And underpants.
And underpants. Yeah, slow down a bit, mate. Well, there we are. The Col d'Aspin conquered. Although conquered is perhaps being a little over generous. And again, it was a struggle. But we made it. That's the thing, isn't it? It's not a race. Life is not a race. There's no prizes for coming first. No prizes for coming last. No prizes at all. But here we are. Top of the world, Ma. Top of the world. Well, top of the Aspan anyway. The thing I think you need to consider is that the cows are not impressed. They think, we live up here. Don't think you're so wonderful because you managed to get up the Col d'Aspin in a Range Rover or a motorcycle or a camper van. It's those people who slogged up on bicycles who are the true heroes of the hour. Well, today is a bit of a recovery ride, and it's a flat ride. You don't necessarily associate flat rides with the Pyrenees, but of course it's not all mountains. And a cloudy day, sunshine earlier, but not much now. Well, this morning was a washout, pouring with rain. So we went into Lourdes looking for a Virgin, or at least a vision of the Virgin. Found neither. Went to a bike shop which was supposed to have a cafe but didn't. Went to another bike shop which had some nice kit but didn't buy anything. Went to a boulangerie, had a sandwich, and now we've come out for a bimble. Now that the rain has stopped and the sun is shining. We've been doing some boxy bloody climbs, I can't believe it. In fact, Dave says we've done, believe this or not, 1,200 feet of climbing in 5 miles. I mean, you do the math, as they say. So we're now travelling on some beautiful wooded roads. And if you can see, the clouds are looking pretty heavy, but there is also blue sky. And there is sunshine as well. I was just saying to the guys that I do hope my performance on the bike today is as a consequence of COVID. Because if it isn't, I might as well pack up cycling now. Because I really struggled on those hills. Well, we made it eventually up what has to be described as a bastard of a climb, the Croix Blanche. So thinking we were here the other day, in fact we weren't. This time we are. There's John.
Maybe just cat 3.
There's Dave.
Cat at all.
There's Ian.
Hello.
And there's me, suffering, as usual. And this is the Pyrenees. And this is a car coming towards us. Of course, you think of the Pyrenees as being mountains, and of course there are mountains, but it's not just mountains. There is flat bits, and there are hills. And we have certainly discovered today the hills.
Grin has gone.
Well, as I gaze out on a misty, cloudy, but not rainy Pyrenean morning, I bid goodbye to a fabulous week staying with my friends Ian and Dave and John at Dom and Lizzie's fabulous place, Pyrenees Pursuits. It's been a great week of cycling, maybe not done quite as many miles as we might have thought we would, but we're all getting on in years, maybe not all feeling as fit as we once did. But we've had a great time, had some great food, had some great scenery, often seen through mist and cloud, let's be honest. But as Descartes memorably said about the weather, it is what it is, or c'est que c'est in the French language, which of course is the language that they use in France. Well, that's the end of another one of my videos. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up. Please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll get notification when I next upload a video. And I do hope you enjoy these little moviettes that I put together. They are all for your benefit, only slightly for mine. And I hope they while away the hours in between either going to work, or if you are retired or you do not work, not going to work. So thanks for watching, and it only remains for me to say, see you next time.